All right, go ahead. Go ahead. You had an idea, so go ahead.
No, I have no idea. I'm just feeling good today. Today's a good day. Got my guy Ice Cube outside. Right? What's it? Game 4? Game 4 tonight,
Right.
fellas.
Guy's a clown. Yes, it is.
um,
Got a
my
Go ahead,
boy.
Brooklyn
man.
Nets
So
hat. Got a Brooklyn Nets hat, and then he got an Ice Cube shirt.
it's the Brooklyn Dodgers. Shout out to Gmo. He thinks he's the only one who knew about the Brooklyn Dodgers for some reason. Like nobody, like nobody knew about Jackie Robinson. This guy's
Yeah.
crazy, bro. Nah, shout out to my boy. Oh, gotta get O on the show. Die hard Yankees fan,
I
just like
appreciate the
Matt.
invite.
Of course. It's funny because Matt was like, "Yo, we can start the show, and if he shows, because we have so many people who say they want to jump on, say they want to talk that shit, and then they don't show,
You don't
and
show
then
up.
boom, or he shows up. He said he's not Aaron Judge. He's here.
Oh my goodness. This Quan's
You
been
hit him with
telling me
the
that he's been killing
Quan. You hit
people.
him with the meme quote. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, it's happy to have you here, bro. We talk a little bit about the Yankees, what you guys think is gonna happen, whether it's now. I know Gmo loves talking about the future and still being the president. It's kind of weird. Um, and then we'll talk a little bit about the NFL because I know Ori's pretty good when it comes to fantasy football. He knows his shit in that space. We'll even challenge him for the week to see if he can beat us with the right picks. That's another thing. We've been talking a lot about lately, is parlays and shit, because I kind of got into it a couple weeks ago, and I kind of
Okay.
dragged Matt into it, and me and Matt will
Big
spend
time.
like fucking an hour going through stats and shit. Like, all right, we'll take this. We still getting fried. So having your
Pride.
expertise on here and how you be getting some winnings will be good for the listeners for sure.
Damn. All right. If I knew that agenda, I'd come a little bit more ready. But let's freestyle it. That's fine.
We got it. Let's get it. Let's get it, guys.
I'm with it.
Wow, infamously speaking, week 9. Listen, I pulled up in the Yankee cap. I wasn't sure if I should show up with the Yankee hat or a paper bag after how the last week has gone. It's been it's been terrible. You know what's even worse though is that my wife hasn't shut up about it. Like she's like, you brought me into this. You brought me into this, and now look what they're doing. And so now she's like been teasing me like, oh, I'm gonna start repping the Dodgers and show up like Quan with a Brooklyn Dodgers hat. I mean Brooklyn Nets hat. Start listening to Ice Cube. Shit is sickening, man. Shit is absolutely sickening.
So your wife is a Yankee fan, I'm guessing.
She got into it because of me. I used to be super passionate. Like, you know how Gmo is? I used to be just like that. I saw Gmo's post. It's funny he was talking about it. Because every time we talk about the Yankees, Quan brings up Gmo. And then I saw his post like game 1 of the World Series, and he was like, anxious. I'm anxious. I'm like, but I know exactly how he was feeling because I used to be just like that. I mean, you guys, Quan, I used to listen to the Yankees on the radio. Like when I couldn't get the stream to work, I'd pull up that app and listen on the radio so I could be locked in. And it's like a random game in the middle of the summer, and I'm listening to it.
But Matt, how you lost that? How you lost that already, man?
How did I lose it? No, I just had to calm it down a little bit. Yeah.
Nah, he went to the game out there, I guess. Right? You went to the game?
I did.
Okay.
I did. It was affecting me mentally, man. Like I was really getting upset, and I was like, I can't live this life anymore, man. I don't want to talk to nobody. I just was in a bad mood. I remember those days. I'll jump into that in a second, but I think Ori can relate too, because Anna's big into it now. I see Anna posting a lot about it. I know she went to a few games with you, right? So like, how does that work? Because now it went from one person being upset to now the
the whole fam is in the house is like miserable.
Yeah, I mean, I never watched that much baseball the way I watched it this year. Every time I came home from work, first thing Anna and my daughters were mentioning was what time is the Yankee game? And I'm talking
That's
about regular
fire.
season. So
That
Yeah.
is
um
fire.
I never watched so many games, back, when I used to when I worked and my girls weren't interested in the game, sometimes I just forget about it, or I'll just be watching it on my phone. So I wasn't really like looking at the games like I did this year. So I literally watched. I probably
A
missed a good
lot.
handful of games. I'm talking about maybe like 10 games out of the 160. So I
Wow,
was locked
wow.
That's
in. I
crazy.
was definitely locked in.
Nah,
Yeah.
you was yo, you know when I knew you was locked in? I believe we was at that workout spot and I forgot where it was, but we was hitting the baseballs and he was like, Quan, we can do it. We could get the bye, then we only have to worry about one team. I'm like, yo, this guy's he's already ready for postseason. I was like, this guy's invested. That's pretty dope too. And before we go more into baseball, but one thing I definitely respect out of both of you guys is just the family men you are and how the fathers that you are. So to see that and then also incorporate the love of the game within the family is probably 10 times, like it feels better tenfold because you're able to enjoy it with your family. So that's fire.
Thank
But
you, bro.
Enjoy is a strong word. That's a strong word, is enjoy.
yeah.
It's funny because even people at work now, I got people at work that don't watch baseball watching it just so they could, because they want to talk shit to me, because that's what I do. I do is talk shit at work. And
Man,
so
that sounds like Quan.
yeah, that's the only reason
Yeah, yeah.
he's watching it.
I ain't never
This
been this
guy be
happy on a
texting me.
Tuesday in a long time, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Just wait about 3 hours. I bet you'll be a lot happier. And so it's people ask like, Matt, you're such a good dad. How you so patient? I'm like, I've been a Yankees fan my entire life. New York sports do it to you. When you like the Giants and the Knicks and the Yankees as of late, it hardens you. It battle tests you for anything in life.
It does, and we was a little spoiled growing up. Not necessarily as far as the Knicks go, but the Yankees for sure. I mean, we were just expected to win every year. We were right there every other year.
hmm
The drought has definitely killed my soul, man, but we still here, man. We pushing, trying to see if we can
That's
You
a
know
at
what?
good.
least not get swept tonight, man. That's the goal.
Yeah.
What?
I
So
mean, we'll see what happens.
let's say you guys do get swept. What do you think is next? Like, what's gonna help you guys get past the LA or whoever you may face? Let's just say if you get there next year.
Oh, let's take this first.
Oh, Matt, you gonna take it?
No, he
Sure, I
said
got
he'll
it.
let you take it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna. I'll take it though. I think I'll take that. I'll take the LA angle and I'll leave the Yankee angle to you, because you mentioned LA specifically. Um, LA is set up to win championships upon championships. They got their star players locked down for next decade. Otani, with the way he took his money, deferring a bunch of that deal, so they can continue to stack the roster with talented pieces. So I think this was the year to get LA if you were going to get them, because they were so hurt. Otani wasn't pitching this year. A lot of injuries to their staff, right? Like the big acquisition, of course, Otani and Yamamoto, but Glass now hasn't pitched in the postseason at all. He hasn't pitched in a while. Kershaw
Yeah.
didn't pitch at all, even though he's a little bit hurt. And Otani, like I said, Otani didn't even touch the mound. So, and then they also like Dustin May, who's shown that he has electric stuff when he stays healthy. They haven't pitched. So I think this was the year to get LA, and the fact that they're doing what they're doing just shows that they're going to be pretty spooky.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think we're not even
I
close. We're not even close to compete right now with LA. So as far as taking it from the Yankee side of things, um, we need a lot. We need pitching. Our hitting has been proven for the past 5 to 6 years. Every time we make the playoffs, or we're leading the league in strikeouts. We're just not, we can't hit consecutive hits in a single game. It's just the struggle continues. So, I mean, the only positive thing we took out of these playoffs is our bullpen. And, that was a semi concern in August going into September because we were blowing some games. And look, they were the ones that actually showed up. So it's gonna be a lot, man. And then the first goal is obviously you already know what it is. It's signing Soto, but I don't even know if we could afford
I
that. And he's not
Yeah,
even the
Soto's
gotta be
answer.
able to afford him.
No, he's the answer. We need him. But the problem is that we
yeah.
signed him. I don't know what's gonna be remaining as far as what can we afford left. So
Yeah, great
the
call
Yankee
out. Great
struggles
call
might
out.
continue for a long time, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I think in the AL, the Yankees, of course, this is hinging on the re-signing Soto. I think they're fine in the AL. Baltimore's only going to get better because they're a young team. Same thing with Kansas City, but they don't concern me. It's one, it hasn't been the pitching. The pitching's been great, like Ori said. It's the hitting, and aside from Soto, Glaber's also a free agent. He's probably been our third best hitter this postseason. He's been really setting the table at the top of the order. And so if you re-sign Soto, can you afford to bring back Glaber? What do you do at second base if you can't? Do you promote a
Right.
young guy? Do you put Cabrera there permanently? But the key to everything is Judge needs to figure out how to hit in the postseason. He just becomes unlike himself in the postseason, chasing pitches he normally wouldn't chase, especially expanding the zone low. And that's been the killer. That's how they've been getting him out.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with this guy, man.
Gmo blamed it on the ribs, and Ori was like, "Yo, that happened like 3.5 weeks ago, bro. Like, he's been playing." So, but honest statement, right? If you're hurt, do you continue to put your team at risk, knowing that you can't perform at the level that they expect you to?
Who they putting at risk though? Who they gonna put in that spot? I guess is the question. People say Dominguez, but Dominguez has been not so great this year. He's really struggled. So I think a hobbled Aaron Judge is better than whoever they could put out there, especially with the bat. Now the postseason struggles have been there, but I don't know who you replace. So I don't know if you're hindering your team because he's the best option, even hurt.
What I was gonna add to that is, first off, why is he not even in the? Why is that not in the injury list? I haven't seen that even reported at all. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
As far as him being injured, or I mean, just if that of that being a concern in general. And number two is like Matt just said, I don't think there's nobody that can fill that spot as far as and that bat of Aaron Judge is just it's immense, man. And yeah, I agree with you. If he's injured to the point where he can't play, then he shouldn't be playing. But it doesn't seem like that. I just honestly I think that's just an excuse.
Yeah,
He has to hit.
That's why
that's how.
that's why they're
Yeah,
saving
yeah.
it. They're saving it. So if they lose, it's like, well, Judge was hurt. Judge was
Yeah.
hurt.
I don't
Nah,
want to
but
hear
You
see,
know.
that.
that's why I fuck with Ori, and I'm glad he's here. I do wish Gmo was here to stand on what he talks about. um, but right, like I feel like just take accountability, right? Now, if you take accountability, you can move forward. You come out here with all these excuses, then of course I'm going to question you. Like, what? All right, explain to me why that makes sense to me. All right, that's fair. I appreciate that. So it's funny because I had asked the question, "What do you guys do to get you over the hump and and win the actual World Series?" Matt, you just gave me a better reason of why LA is going to win for the next 5 years, and
Yeah,
we didn't get like a clear answer of what you guys going to do. Now, it sounds like obviously signing Soto, who's been fucking amazing,
that's
right?
critical.
Superstar. Yeah. So, but he's
Guy's
there.
a
So
baller,
do you,
man.
yeah. I know that Gmo also mentioned like the farm system, and you guys have a good young roster you can pull from. Is that something that you guys think will get you there in the future? Or
Yeah, but look, our farm system, we've been giving up a lot of players. We gave up a lot for Soto to start out, and yeah, our farm system was legit, but we already brought two or three of them up, including Jason Dominguez, Austin Wells. You got Volpe, you got Cabrera out here. You got, I think, Peraza, which he's not on the roster now, but he has been in the MLB in and out a few times. I mean, in the majors a few times. Um, these kids been playing in the playoffs and just the regular season in general, and none of them have really shown to like take it to the next level. Maybe Austin Wells, you can say, he had a great rookie year this year. But he's a no-show on the playoffs, and this is a learning experience for him at least because he's a rookie.
yeah,
Same thing with Austin with Volpe. Volpe, this is Volpe's first playoff run, and you can see that Volpe goes through struggles in the middle of the season, and then he adjusts, and then he gets a little better, and then he'll go through another struggle again, and that's all mental work in my
yeah,
eyes.
yeah,
As far as our farm system in general, though, we did give up a lot for Soto. Um, and I feel like we only have like a good two or three players down there left, and who knows when we move them up, how they're gonna perform in
yeah.
general. I just feel like what we got Spencer Jones,
That's the big
and
one.
that's the big one right there, and we still got Ben Rice down there, which is possibility of him becoming a great player, but it's all hit or misses right now. We have given him opportunities in the majors. Um, I don't know. Some parts, some games been impressive, but I don't know if it can get us to the next level within the next 2-3 years. I feel like
Got
that
you.
has to build for a little bit longer.
Here's something that I feel is important, especially in baseball. And I know that you mention it often, Ori, with Gmo in the chat. I never really got Matt's take on this though. Matt, how do you feel about Boone? I know that there's a lot of mixed emotions amongst Yankees fans when it comes to how he's managing the game.
Yeah, that's a hot topic amongst Yankee fans. To be honest with you, I think overall you grade these playoffs pretty well for Boone, just playoff wise. What he did against Kansas City, a lot of great moves. Same thing against Cleveland, a lot of great moves. Deployed the bullpen the right way. And you got to remember the bullpen was a bunch of pieces that they acquired. Think about this: Jake Cousins was DFA'd by the White Sox, who just had the worst season in MLB history, and they turned. He was getting big outs. Luke Weaver, who's been money, was shuffling around. So I think they've done really well. It's just obviously this World Series has been a lot of questions. The first one with pulling Cole, only going 6 in the third. When I thought Cole had it, he could have probably went 7 or 8. Pushed the pitch count a little bit. You want to win Game 1 in Dodger Stadium, of course, and then of course bringing in Nestor, who hasn't pitched. It was like 35, 40 days. I mean, listen, yeah, he's made some mistakes, but at the end of the day, it's not his fault that Judge has one hit this World Series, right? There's a point that players got to perform. It's not his fault that the bottom of the order is batting like 100. Now, granted, could you make moves? Sure, but what moves are you gonna make? You're gonna put Dominguez in for who? For Verdugo? Verdugo hit a home run last game. He's a professional player. He has the experience. So, uh, there's not really moves that he can make. There's not a whole bunch of different moves that you can make. You can shuffle the batting order, sure, but I mean, listen, you're not going to move Judge out of the top of the lineup. I don't give a shit how bad he's playing because all it takes is one swing. So, listen, yeah, there's moves he could have made, but also players got to play. You can't only have 2, 3 people in your lineup hitting and say, Boone got to do something. You got to tip your hat to
Yeah.
the Dodgers, too, the way that they're pitching them.
Oh no, I agree with a lot of what Matt just said. Boone, the way he's been coaching in the playoffs in general, he's been doing his thing, man. I gotta give him his flowers on that. Um, World Series is a little different, and I agree with what you said as well. Cole should have pitched at least to 100, 110 pitches. If he didn't pitch to 110 pitches, why is he not pitching tonight? Is another great question in my
Yep,
eyes. In an elimination game, I feel like he had to be the pitcher for tonight
I
automatically.
agree. I
And why
agree.
you holding him back in the first game then? Doesn't make any sense. You know what
There's
I
no
mean?
tomorrow. There's no
Exactly.
tomorrow at this point.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
if he pitches tonight, he could pitch game 7 if that's the goal, right?
Yep.
So he's not. That's why in our chat room that we speak on, I'm like, he's not even trying to win. You don't got
Yeah.
Cole out there tonight. You're not trying to win. You're not
Yep.
giving us the best chance to win. So Boone is gonna keep his job. I mean, just because he made it this far. Um,
I think he should anyways, to be honest
yeah,
with you. He should.
I, I think I think he deserves it, but it's just he does have to fix what he has to fix some things. I have my pet
I
peeves
agree.
about him. I don't like how he changes the lineup every other day during the regular season, and I feel like some batters, some hitters have to get comfortable in their spots, and I feel like he doesn't give hitters that chance. Um,
That's fair.
him moving Glaber, to leadoff spot, I didn't like because he tried that at the beginning of the year and it didn't work out. He
Mm-hmm.
put Volpe there. Volpe was killing it. Then he went cold. Then he put Glaber back in there, and I'm like, what are we doing? But look, sometimes they gave him a different role and a different approach, and now Glaber's taking walks like I never seen him take walks before.
That's a
He's
fact.
getting singles. And before, Glaber was more of a power hitter in our lineup, but he was batting 5, 6, 7 hole,
Right.
and he'll be hitting home runs every now and then. So, it's there's some positives about it, so of his way of coaching, but on top of that, he's trying to build like a brotherhood um in the Yankee bench in general. So I feel like he's always like, I got this guy's back, I got this guy's back, but I think he has to hold more people accountable. I feel like he has to come at players a little tougher, a little rougher, because we are expecting greatness from all of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're
That's
playing
fair.
you're playing in New York. We can't. There's no time for excuses and he had a bad day or he had no. It's like when he pulled Clay Holmes in the middle of the year. He's like he cannot be our closer anymore. You know, it took him 12, 13 games to do that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's a good
And
point. That's a good point.
we were just one game away from not getting first seed this year. So
That's true.
after the 6 or 7 blown save, he should have made a move already. I don't understand
Yeah.
why we had to wait until 12, 13 to then go and make that move. But
The power of friendship is not going to win you a World Series. I'll
that's
tell you that.
correct. That's correct.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but I will say that one move that I think what really turned Glaber's season around was when I'm sure you remember this, or Glaber didn't hustle down the line. He had a little ground ball, didn't hustle
Ground
to
ball to
first.
second. Yep.
And, yeah, and Boone benched him. And then after that one game benching, that's when Glaber's season kind of flipped on its head. So it shows like, hey, holding people accountable actually works. Maybe you should do a little bit more. Let's see a
Yeah.
little bit
Right.
more of it. You know
I
what I
You
agree.
mean?
know, it's funny.
You
I
can't
was
do it with
gonna.
everybody though. Like you're not gonna bench Aaron Judge. Unfortunately, like that's just
You
you're
might
not
not
gonna
have
do
to
that.
bench him, but you
So
got to hold him accountable, right? So it's like in the
I think Judge
the
is doing that
workspace.
himself though. I think Judge is
I
doing
don't
that. He said
know.
it in a post game interview. He said I'm chasing. He's like I'm chasing balls outside the zone low that I normally wouldn't chase. He's
Yep.
like I'm trying to make too much happen.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, according to Gmo, he can't sleep. I'm like, oh, I'm sure he probably fucking just got some head in the penthouse and he'll be going right to
I
bed,
bet
bro.
you
Like
he's sleeping just
he's
fine.
he's he'll be all right, yo.
40
Shout
million
out
a
to
year.
Ori. Yo, I
Uh,
keep seeing Ori's screen. I feel like he's like at the stadium, like ready for the game. You know what I mean? Like
right.
he's like
I'm in the
Yeah.
in the
clubhouse.
locker room. Yeah, he's in the clubhouse. Yeah,
What you
yeah.
talking about? I'm in the clubhouse.
Yo, Ori, you know what's funny? You said something that I didn't even think of until you said it just now, which is we got spoiled, right? Like you was spoiled. I That's how I feel about the Patriots. Like I was super spoiled. I know that, right? Like I know that level of greatness for that, especially for that long, 20 years is like that's not heard of, especially in football. So, um, now that I'm going through it, right, because we're like in the rebuilding stages. I'm not gonna lie, like for the first 3 to 5 years without Brady, bringing us to like the playoffs and the promised land and stuff like that. It was relieving because it was stressful. Every fucking playoffs and Super Bowl, I got to deal with you guys hassling me about what we're doing and if we're gonna win. I got to deal with you guys' bullshit, and to not have that stress felt good. But I will say, like, I'm ready to be back in position to root for my Patriots in the Super Bowl again. And I think Drake May has what it takes to get us there, honestly. And believe it or not, my co-host over here actually believes in Drake May probably a little bit more than I do, to be honest with
I
you.
like Drake May. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I do. I mean, listen, he was cooking the Jets up.
He
I
was.
mean, that might not be a crazy feat because so did Jacoby Brissett. So that was terrible. You want to talk about shouting people out, man. Shout out to my dad, lifelong Jets fan. I don't know how you do it. I really don't know how he does it. I mean, they
Like
haven't
committed
they
too.
haven't
Like
won a
he don't
committed,
waver. He don't
committed,
waver. I'll give him
none,
that. He does not
zero,
waver. I remember he bet me.
zero, zero.
What did he bet me? How many games they were going to win or something like that?
Yeah, and it was crazy. He bet like 7 games, shit like that, and still lost.
Yeah, I seen a ticket on my timeline. Someone played. I think they picked all the champions. They had the Dodgers, they had the Celtics, and they had the
I saw
Mm.
that.
Jets. They had the
Cash
Jets.
out.
I'm like, cash out now, bro. Like, what we doing? It was like
Yeah,
Cash out
yeah.
a hundred
immediately.
dollars for $4,000.
That's
Cash out.
crazy.
We taking that ASAP.
Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers lost it, bro. It's over. You gotta hang it up.
Speaking of the Jets, obviously they lost to the Patriots this week, 2-6 on the season. Um, there's been a lot of talk about this being like the worst failure in sports history. As sports heads yourself, can you guys think of a historically, recently, whenever, of a collapse like this? Where, and I shouldn't even say collapse because the Jets have never been good. It's not like they
Right,
were
and
really good
and
before, but
I don't see.
I
That's
guess
why I
expectations being so high, and then I mean maybe that. Like, have you ever seen
yeah.
expectations so high and then just not even close to living up?
I can. Do you know what it was? It was the Patriots
No,
versus the
enlighten me.
Giants in the Super Bowl.
I that's fucked up. Actually, the Giants weren't that bad, bro. The Giants were not even that
Well,
bad.
no, but
Which one?
we were
07 one? The
expected.
'07 one, right?
You
Yeah,
talking about
yeah.
the '07 undefeated?
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah. To me, that was the biggest. I want to say collapse, I guess, but yeah, because we were putting up points. You guys came in and
Yeah, but
you handled
that's just
business.
one game. That's just one game, bro. Anybody could win or lose a one
Yeah.
game. We're talking
Yeah,
about a season that we're expecting a team to go from. This team is going to be a 10-6, a 10-7
at least a
team or an
contender.
11 and
Yeah,
right, and
no,
it's the opposite way with
I got
nobody
you.
really injured. I mean, they got all their players. They still got Brees.
Everybody.
You still got Garrett Wilson.
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers, he hasn't been injured. I mean, we were speaking about his Achilles, um, all preseason,
yeah,
and he's been perfectly fine. He's just, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the offense. I don't know if it's the play calling. But you can see that he has a lot of power,
It's the
and
yeah.
organization.
By bringing Adams over there
he's
for
getting people fired and all that.
sure. Yep.
Uh, I'm thinking the only thing that's kind of maybe close to it, maybe, is the Eagles last year, that second half. Because they were riding the high off coming off the Super Bowl, where they lost by a score to the Chiefs and they started off so hot and then but they still made the playoffs. But I mean, like, that was really bad. But I can't think of anything like this, man, where it's just like you make all these moves and you got the same record as the Giants and the Patriots.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
You
crazy.
know, like,
Yo, when you put it that way, right, and you think about what they did, they brought Aaron Rodgers, right? In a lot of people's minds, they consider him the GOAT, at least top 5, right? As far as a throwing quarterback, you got
Sure.
You got an offensive player of the year, right? Rookie offensive player of the year,
Offensive rookie of
defensive
the year.
rookie player of the year, and Sauce. And
Who's been
that team,
ass this year, by the way.
yeah, and that defense was like supposed to be top 3. Yeah, that's rough. I think that when you let the players have so much power too in front of the other players, it hurts the culture. And then it's harder to hold Aaron Rodgers accountable, right? Let's go back to that word, accountability. Again, when you can't hold somebody accountable, what's that do for the rest of the team? Like how do we do that? And then you're holding the wrong people accountable because of him, in my opinion,
Yep.
which was the coach. And Matt and I talked about it, like it wasn't the coach's fault that they were losing, in our opinion, before the firing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Jets are bad, man. Just organizational failure is what it comes down to. You know what I mean? They're like, what's a terrible company that went out of business? I don't know. They're like the
I mean,
Blockbuster of the NFL.
have you guys been watching the games though, as far as the just Jets games in general?
Yes. In fact, I watch every Jets game and every Giants game every week.
So my question to you is, what is your personal opinion as far as it being a coaching thing or a player?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I'll touch on the coaching aspect first. Since they fired Robert Saleh, their defense has been horrendous. Horrendous. I mean, Ray Davis ran all over him the first game, like just absolutely cooked them. And then the second game, who didn't even play the second game, man? The Steelers. Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson off the out of nowhere comes back and looks like Seattle Russell Wilson. And then last week against the Patriots, Jacoby Brissett leads a game-winning drive on you. Their defense has been terrible. Their offense has been a little bit better. Like Brees has been getting the ball more. He looks fantastic. But you fired the coach, and the best thing that he did is now the worst thing that you do. And so that's a huge problem. And then from a player standpoint, I feel like the players weren't in favor of that move. Like Quan said, and you said too, like there's one person that has a lot to say, and it's trickling down and it's impacting everybody. I heard somebody say like Sauce Gardner still thinks he plays for Robert Saleh, like because it's like I'm in Green Bay even though I'm not in Green Bay. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. Because that's how far he went. That's how far away he was from Butte on that big catch. You know that brought the Pats down. He was in Green Bay. Butte
was in Wisconsin,
in Foxborough.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I asked that question was because I mean, if you look at like the rankings and everything that like the defensive rankings in general in the NFL, the Jets are still a top 7, top 6 defense right now. As far as the numbers go,
all I gotta do is see it with my eyes.
Yeah,
I just gotta see it with my eyes.
But as far as seeing it with your eyes,
yeah.
As far as you see it with your eyes, I mean, they could be getting exposed in certain.
Sauce has been bad.
Sauce is getting exposed.
He's referring more to like the defense looks bad, and like they look worse now that the coach isn't there. Because when the coach was there, that's his specialty, right?
Yeah,
so
their
defense was still playing good, which affects the rankings. Exactly. Yeah.
The only team that really worked them when Saleh was there was the Niners. That was the only team where they looked like they were soft. They got pushed around. To use Gerard Mayo's word, soft. That's what the Jets look like. Ever since Saleh's been gone, defensively soft. But shout out to the Patriots. The drive for 5 is alive.
Yeah, we're in the top 3 still, so I could take that. As long as the other teams need quarterbacks, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, Carolina and Tennessee? Yeah, they need quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So you'll be all right.
Even if the Giants get up, you guys got to take a quarterback.
We do, but as long as we stay in the running for like a Shadur, Cam Ward, Quinn Ewers, Jalen Milroe, like as long as we can land somebody like that, I think we'll be all right. But I do want to move on because we're talking about quarterbacks. Somebody that we were really high on coming into the season, Anthony Richardson.
Got benched.
Y'all saw he got benched, right? Yeah. So Flacco's starting this week. which is good for Josh Down fantasy owners everywhere. Even though Josh Downs had that one big play last week, but how do you feel about his comments of like, yeah, I was tired? I'm just curious because other players, right? They'll tap out and get a breather. So how do you feel about the quarterback of your team doing that? Just curious.
You want? Oh, you can go first.
Nah, you go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I can say the Colts literally had to bench him after that comment, bro. He's supposed to be supposed to be the leader of your team, and he talking about I need a breather, bro, in like a serious situation. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. That's like me being like, yo, hold on, bro. I gotta go take a shit. Like, yo, I can't stop the show. Can't stop the show. Does that?
That might have been
And
more
you're the leader of
valid.
the
That
team.
might have been more
That's
valid. Paul Pierce
why.
it. Paul Pierce it.
Yeah, but that's wild, bro. And I think it was Ocho Cinco was like, yo, you could have just said like, yo, my hammy is not feeling right or something, right? Like
A
you're
little cramp. You had
tired.
a little cramp. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yo,
that's
and
wild.
what makes it worse is like, yo, you know Flacco been balling. And this guy has the
Balling, bro.
potential to, yeah, like your job is already on thin ice, and you gotta pull that shit. And that's a division game, right? They play the Texans.
Yeah.
Yep.
Texas.
Yeah, division
It's
game
not
and
like they
shit.
were. It's not like he was cooking either. He was 10 for 32.
Yo, get him the fuck out of here, bro. Get him out of here.
He's inaccurate. I don't even know why people were taking him in dynasty leagues. Like I don't even like. I wasn't even a.
Because the potential.
Yeah,
because
I think it's a
the
reach
running.
too. People were taking him like top 3, top 4 in dynasty leagues. I'm like, what are we doing?
I'm chilling with Jared Goff. By the way.
Yeah, shout out to Norm. Guy picked Anthony Richardson every single league. Anthony Richardson, yo, this is his 2 top quarterbacks, Matt. This is for Butter. Butter was on the show once. Anthony Richardson and Will Levis, bro. Those are 2 top quarterbacks on his draft list.
Yeah, he's going into rebuild Giants mode.
He's on the clock.
With the Panthers. With the Panthers and all these other teams.
He's on the clock.
Facts.
That's terrible. I do want to talk about Houston a little bit. So the news came down today. Stephon Diggs out for the season.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
And then of course, Nico Collins is on IR, but I think he's expected to come back. How do you think this impacts the Texans' offense moving forward?
Struggles.
Or do you think they're gonna be all right?
Nah, it's flat out struggles. Nico's the soul of that passing offense, and without him, I don't see much success. So, damn, it's funny because the Jets they playing the Jets this Thursday, right? Tomorrow. 2 more days.
Oh yeah.
So that's gonna be an interesting matchup.
I can't wait to see Sauce get cooked by D'Amico Ryans because he's gonna run out there and run a route.
When's Nico expected to be back? Does anybody know?
I'm gonna look that up right now.
They were expecting it to be 4 weeks, and we went through 1 already. So
it's only been 1 week.
Yep.
Yeah, it feels like more. All right.
It was the Bills game. He hurt himself.
Nico did.
So there's no setback. Yeah, I'm trying to see. They say he should be back week 11. He should be back week 11.
Week 11. So 3 more weeks, right? Yeah.
I think he said week 11.
Damn, I can't believe we're this far into the season already, bro.
Well, yeah, week 9, man.
Yo,
it was week 8. It was week 8.
I'm curious though. Who are your Super Bowl picks? Like who do you got going and who do you got winning?
Who do I got going to the Super Bowl? Ah, man. Let me see. I think on the AFC side, I mean, it's only right you have to stick with the way the Chiefs are playing as far as their defense goes. Not sure about the way Mahomes he's not playing too good, but just the way the defense is holding them down is you gotta
The
respect it.
defense, yeah.
And you gotta know that Pat Mahomes is gonna find a way to win games, close games. They've been winning by a small margin all year. They're gonna continue to do that just with the way the defense is playing. So you gotta give them the edge on the AFC side. And then the NFC, damn, that's NFC. I think I'm gonna have to go with. Oh my God, it's hard to say the Commanders, bro. But I think I'm gonna take. I think I'm gonna take. I'm gonna do a little dart throw. And you know I'm a biased, and I used to hate a little bit, but Jordan Love has been balling, bro. He's been balling lately, and I feel like he can pull up an
Wow.
upset and possibly be right there
Wow.
with against the
Wow.
Lions in the NFC Championship.
That's
Wow.
that's a good pick,
I
man. I
like that
like that.
take.
Yeah, I do like that take.
So
I'm not the
I won't
Chiefs
even
take.
share.
I
I
understand the
won't even
Chiefs take.
share who I picked. I won't even share who I picked for the NFC. It's
Nah,
looking
you gotta
spooky,
share.
man.
You gotta share. He
You
loves
know,
bringing
actually,
this up.
it's not looking spooky no more. I picked
It's
the
not looking
Rams,
spooky. You
and
picked
they're
the
getting
Rams.
healthy.
They're getting healthy.
Come on now, they beat Minnesota. Matt Stafford looked crazy.
oh yeah, the Rams got it. The Rams got a chance to get that division still, so that shit's
Yeah,
open.
they
That shit
do.
is.
They're a game back. They're a
Yep.
game back.
So I honestly want to see the Ravens make it, but they gotta
I don't
prove
trust
it
them.
before I can trust them. Yeah, and the Chiefs also have the Zebras on their side, so it's almost inevitable with that.
Every
I
week,
do
this
like
is
the
a
Packers pick.
conversation.
I do like the Packers pick, and the reason being, right, is I feel like that division is the toughest division, so they got to go through war to get
Detroit.
there, which
Yeah.
helps them.
Yeah.
My pick originally was Detroit, which I'll stay with it. I just feel like, if I'm being honest, losing Hutchinson, it's gonna cost them either getting there or at least winning it.
They got to make a
he's
move.
not much of he's not much of a difference maker. So I like that pick. You know, we talk about it all the time where like defense wins Super Bowls, and Green Bay has the most takeaways, and they just added Salah over there
Yeah.
from the
It's
Jets.
crazy.
Yeah,
It's crazy. They
yeah,
added Salah. McKenny's balling coming from the Giants.
yep.
Killer, man.
Just their wide receiver core is I think is
You don't know who to guard.
it's
Their,
too much. It's too much.
their
Yeah,
talent is crazy.
even
They got a lot
Kraft,
of talent.
even Kraft. Yeah,
And
Balling, bro.
Jacobs looks like is a fantastic fit over there.
Yeah, man. It's just it's on both sides of the ball. They balling. So if I have to take a dart throw, I'm riding with them. I think. And
I like how
and Jordan Love, man. I was critiquing him a lot last year. I felt like
you were,
he was winning, like he was winning a few games. Like at the end of the year, he won a few games to pull off a great year. But mid-year, he struggled quite a bit. Now, mind you, he's still young. He's still starting out. But you know
I
he.
need this on camera. Wait, I need this on camera. Would you, if you was to pick a quarterback right now, are you taking Jalen Hurts or Jordan Love?
Jordan Love.
No, that's not for you. That's not question. Not for you, guy.
I'm sorry.
If I had to take Jalen
Sorry.
Hurts or Jordan Love, who would I choose? Shit. All right, I'm gonna twist this question right back to you.
You can't
It
answer a
depends.
question with a
It
question.
depends. It depends how I'm gonna build my offense.
I'm still taking Jordan Love.
So you like the tush push? That's wild.
It depends
Scooby-
how I'm gonna build my offense. Look,
Wow.
with that receiving core, if I have a nasty receiving core, I'm going with Jordan Love.
Jalen Hurts got a nasty
if
core
I'm
too.
built on the run and I'm and yeah, I feel like on a run type of team, you're not really using Jordan Love like that. So I feel like, Jalen Hurts, who he can pull a throw here and there, but he's not that accurate type of quarterback like I think Jordan Love could be, because he still got some work to do, but I think that he has the potential to become a great quarterback in the league.
Yeah. So let me ask you another question because you kind of slipped up and brought it up, and that's my boy Dirty Daniels over there in Washington, man.
Oh my
Daniel.
gosh.
Daniel.
You see my guy outside. You see him
Oh
outside.
my god.
Oh, we didn't talk about that too, where like the defender showboating before the play, yeah, and he's the reason they get cooked. That's karma for
Well,
you.
he's the one who tipped the ball.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So yeah.
So he's in your guys' division. How do you guys feel about that?
Jaden Daniels is in a division, or how do I feel about Jaden Daniels being in my division, or how do I feel about the guy showboating? Which one are you asking me?
Both. You could take one question and let Ori take the other.
Or you got a preference on which one you want to talk about?
As far as the guys showboating,
Or Jaden Daniels? Whoever.
I'll go. I mean, I could go with either or. It don't matter to me. But I'll start with the Jaden Daniels. The guy, the guy's a savage, bro. This is gonna be scary for many years to come, bro. And I'm happy that Davo, at least during the HBO show Hard Knocks, at least he acknowledged the greatness. So I was happy that my coach at least knows how to view or scout a quarterback. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, this dude is gonna be an animal. He's definitely better than Jalen Hurts. I'll tell you that.
Wow. Whoa.
I love that.
I don't disagree with that.
As a hot take from my
He's
fan.
only what eight games into his career, and he's better than Jalen Hurts. Is crazy. But I'm not saying I disagree. All I'm saying is that it's crazy. If I had to pick one, would I pick Jaden? You know what's really scary about Washington though is how fast the offense is clicking, because their weakness was defense. But Dan Quinn's gonna get that shit together once he gets pieces and has time to mold the defense.
Right.
He did it. He did it in Seattle. He did it in Atlanta. He did it in Dallas. Yep. And so that's what's really fucking scary.
Yeah.
Is that the offense is clicking so fast. And so that's going to the continuity is going to be there. Having Kingsbury there is huge because he knows how to work with players of Jaden's skill set. So that's what's scary. That's what's scary. The good news is, as a Giants fan, I have absolutely zero hope. So it's like, at least I can appreciate the greatness and don't have to worry about him cooking us up, because even they could I don't even know, they could have anybody out there, they probably still cook us up. That's how bad the Giants are.
Yeah, man.
Well, here's the thing though, as for someone without hope, right? It's like if you get the right quarterback, you get the right quarterback in the right position, and look how fast it changed that franchise around, right?
That's true.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but we probably got Washington winning that division at this point, right? And that happened with one draft pick. With pretty much one draft pick, you could say, and some obviously the coaching and all that. But that's why I got into the argument with our boy Danny, because if you guys get the opportunity to draft somebody who can change your franchise around, why fuck that up, right? You can potentially, you guys could potentially be in the running next year, depending on the quarterback set that you got. Because I think that's really your biggest opportunity. Because you guys, as Ori mentioned, and I love that Ori did that, because it shows as a true fan. He turned around and brought out Jaden Daniels was good, but how his coach scouted him, which is it's fair, because you guys been drafting really well. So that gives you guys just more opportunities to improve. I
agree.
With Jaden, but that gives me hope too, because the ball was pretty high on Drake May as well.
A lot of these quarterbacks, man, looks like the top three are gonna hit, which is incredible. And then let's see what happens when JJ plays next year. I mean, if Sam Darnold's playing like that, listen, no offense to Sam Darnold, but I've seen a lot of Sam Darnold, and so I told you, pumpkin, right?
Yeah.
We're still in
Yeah.
October, but imagine now when JJ gets the chance to play under Kevin O'Connor with Jefferson, and who knows what Addison. He put that tweet out, free 4. So let's see what's gonna
I've
happen
seen
there.
that. Free 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, or 3, whatever number he is, bro. He's in your second. You're in your second year. You can't be doing shit.
Yeah.
Yo, bro. Sam Darnold been balling, bro.
Yeah,
he's a pumpkin,
see,
man.
I told you. Yo,
He's a
potential
pumpkin
MVP
guy.
right now. Oh
no,
that's crazy.
that's sailed.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy.
The last 2 losses that's sailed now, unfortunately for him.
No, it is because that call
well, you know
was
what? Let me
horrendous.
say this: sail complete. The no face mask was crazy. I agree. It hasn't sailed because Baltimore lost last week, but Jaden winning last week also hurt Baltimore. So hurt Lamar.
Who's the best quarterback right now in the league as far as performance wise this year?
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Lamar.
Jaden Daniels, man. That's my guy.
If you want to talk about scoring, technically Baker's accounted for the most touchdowns, but
I said Baker and Vaughn. These guys made fun of me, but that's all right.
Made fun of you for that.
Ori and Gmo and everybody else. But
I mean,
he has been balling.
Losing a Kirko Chains twice is crazy. He says he's gonna walk up in your trap and take it over.
He didn't have Mike Evans and Godwin this last game, and he still was. What he throw? 3 touchdowns.
They lost to an insurance agent, bro. That shit is crazy.
That's crazy. Nah, but I have to say Jaden Daniels been balling the most. Lamar and team. I can't believe they lost. Jameis Winston, bro. That's wild.
I should know what I tell you about Baltimore, man. You know what's funny? Shout out to our guy Tone, who's a big Ravens fan. So I posted that clip of like, it doesn't matter what Lamar does in the regular season anymore because he's already proven that he can do that, right? So then he messages me Sunday like, "Oh, why are you making me angry on the Sunday?" And then the Ravens go and lose to the Browns. I'm like,
it couldn't have been more perfect timing, pretty much. What you say?
They call me Matt Shadamas for a reason, bro. I can foresee the future.
Yo, so I will say, right, because I'm on my 3rd cup, right. So when I went to Tampa, shout out to my guy Wes. So he had me trying all this liquor, right. So I'm talking about we'll start at 100, and he taught me this too. So we'll start at 100, 100 proof, and then it was like all 130 and up, bro. I was like, so now I'm drinking. This is 100 proof, and I'm drinking this shit like it's water now. I was like, wow, I really fucked up my. So I'll give you an example. Yo, Buffalo Trace is like fucking. I don't know, like Ciroc now. Yeah, it's nothing now. It's crazy.
That shit water.
That is crazy.
That shit's nuts.
There was one day I told
that Buffalo Trace ain't no joke, bro. That shit kind of spicy.
Yo, bro. I drink that shit now. Like, well, I need more kick. That's not doing it. What time's the Yankees game? I don't want Ori to miss the game.
It's in 5 minutes, man. 5 minutes. I'm in the clubhouse. I see the players walking out already. I'm excited. Ready to cheer my team on.
Yeah, go ask Aaron Judge if he remembers how to hit.
But before I go, do you have any hope, Matt?
Yeah, I got hope. Of course I do, right? I'm a fan. But like other than that, from a completely objective brain, no. I don't have that. Not that they won't win tonight. Not that they won't win tonight. Because the closeout game is always the hardest game. Period. Doesn't matter in any sport. And the Dodgers, it's a bullpen game for them. And the Yankees have actually been able to get to their bullpen in the last couple games, right? They've been able to touch up Trinan. They got to what's his name, Crochet yesterday.
Yeah.
So the Yankees have been hitting tough bullpens all postseason. Royals, Guardians, Dodgers.
Yeah.
So yes, I think there's a chance for them to win today. But like Aaron Boone said, gotta win today to see tomorrow. So I'll just leave it at that. Gotta win today to see tomorrow. So there's hope for today.
I wanted to hear what your thought of it was as far as, the series and where we at right now.
Oh, I mean, listen, there's not much to think about it except for like If I was one of
I mean,
those
I
fans
spoke to
that
a few
burn shit, I'd be burning shit.
I spoke to a few Yankee fans already, and they're done. They're giving up already.
3-0, only one team's ever done it, and they did it against the Yankees. So, Judge starts hitting, maybe.
Never been done in the World Series though, so
No, never been done in
That
the
would be
World
epic.
Series.
That would be epic. That would be epic.
that would be
Even as
oh my
someone
God.
that, yeah, as somebody that
That would
just likes
be
to like troll and like fuck around, fuck with everybody, and get them upset. I wouldn't even lie. I wouldn't mind seeing that. To be honest with you,
that'd be wild.
that's
Bro.
history. Yeah.
Facts.
Any closing words or anything else you got to say? Get off your chest before you let you go and watch this game.
Nah, man, go Yankees. I appreciate you guys inviting me to Famously
Yeah.
Speaking. Maybe I'll come
Open
along
invite.
and
Yeah.
join a few more times. And just let me know the topic ahead of time and we can talk about it. And I appreciate
Yeah.
you
We'll
Listen,
guys
set up a
having me.
show. Yeah, we'll definitely
for
set up a
not
show with the
knowing,
parlays, man.
you riff, man. For
Yeah,
not knowing, you was
he
able to
came out
riff
here.
Oh, thank you,
good.
He
bro.
came out here. Yeah, that's not
Thank you. I
Aaron Judge
appreciate
right
it.
there. That's my boy Soto.
I showed up.
Yeah,
I
I
showed
see you,
up.
bro. I see you.
You know
We'll
what I mean?
definitely set up a
Facts.
show because, like I said, Ori was one of the first ones that I've known to really do the parlays and cook up tickets and shit like that. I always asked him questions, but I never got into it until this year. So we'll do a show surrounded about that in the next couple of weeks.
I love it, man. I've been a little bit like out of it as far as football goes. I just been more into the fantasy just because I got a lot going on right now. But
Yeah.
once this Yankee series is done, my focus is straight into NFL, and we locking in a lot of picks. So whenever you guys do the
Yeah.
show, let's get it. I'm down
Let's get it.
to build something up, and maybe we could hit.
Sounds
All
like he's starting tonight then, because he said when the Yankee season's over.
right. All right,
Perfect
bro.
segue. I
I
like that.
appreciate you.
All right,
Thanks, bro.
I
Appreciate you.
appreciate y'all inviting me, man.
Always,
All right,
man.
Yo, so Matt, I told you he was gonna come on here, and I told you he was gonna, talk his shit and live up to what he does on the regular in the group chat. So I'm glad that he finally got on here. I think he provides a lot of cool, fun insight. Yeah. What else? What else? Oh, we should have did the picks with him just to challenge
we
him
should
on
have.
that. But
We,
we'll give him the benefit of the doubt since he says he's been locked into the baseball season.
it might have been better for us anyways, to be honest with you. So maybe it's that we didn't do it. But no, it's always great. I think, obviously people, tuning in, let us know, how you enjoyed having a third voice. But I think it's really important to get another opinion, because there's times where we agree, man. We're not like one of those shows that we're going to agree just for the sake of conflict. This is Infamously Speaking, man. We don't do shit like that.
Well, yeah.
We're not gonna we're not gonna say, we're not gonna disagree just because, like, that's what my biggest beef with a lot of debate shows. Like, are the Jets bad? How the fuck are you gonna say no? You're at this point, if you're saying no, it's only for content. You know what I mean? Like, are the Yankees gonna win the World Series? Like, come on, man. Like, if they do it, awesome. But like, objectively, can you say that? No, you can't say that. I mean, not if you have eyes. No offense to the people that don't.
That is what. Yo, every week you say something.
I just gotta be safe. You don't know, bro. You don't know who's listening. Shout out to that one viewer we had in Africa.
Yeah, but people without eyes can listen. Just so you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but that's why I had to cover the basis to make sure, like, I didn't offend anybody. Like, hey, he's talking about me. But I did want, before we wrap the show, to always do what we do, which is go through the slate of games coming up here in week 9. I said week 9 at the top of the show. We just finished week 8, but this is our 9th week of recording. Shout out to us for the consistency, as always. So I just want to rapid fire through these games real quick, get your opinion on what you think's going to happen. Starting this Thursday night, Houston at the Jets. Jets are favored by 2 at home. Who you like?
Jets are favored?
By 2. I'm thinking
That's
that's altered
crazy.
after the Stephon injury. I didn't check
I'm still
before the
taking
injury
Texans. I'm
was
still
announced.
taking Texans. Joe
Me
Mixon
too.
been balling out of his mind.
Crazy, and you could run on the Jets now, 100%. Dallas at Atlanta. Atlanta favored by 3 at home. I don't know who I like in this game, to be honest with you, because
I'm
Atlanta
gonna
had
be.
that sus loss to Seattle at home.
So I like Atlanta, right? I actually like them as a team, but I think this is a trap game,
Yeah, I'm taking Dallas.
and I think Dallas bounces back. As
They have
much as
to.
I don't want to say that, because I want
They have
the
to.
Falcons to win. But if I'm being honest with myself, I gotta take the Cowboys.
So they have to win this week, right? Because if they lose, they drop to 3-5. And you're like, oh, 3-5, not that big of a deal. Well, the problem is the Commanders play the Giants. So that they probably go to 7-2, I believe, would the record be if they won, right?
Yeah,
And Philly's hosting Jacksonville. So you'd expect them to go to 6-3,
3.
6-3, or 5-3. I think they have to have their bye already.
Oh yeah, 5.
So you'd expect both of those two teams to win. So you have to win this game to keep pace with them. Miami at Buffalo. Buffalo favored by
So you're
6
taking
points at
Dallas.
home.
You're taking Dallas.
Yeah, I'm taking Dallas. Yeah, I said that before you did. Miami at
I don't know if
Buffalo.
it's before.
Favored by 6 at home. I said it. I said I'm taking Dallas.
Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo. Las
I
Vegas
will
at
say it was nice to
Cincinnati.
see Tua. It was nice to see Tua scramble.
Yeah, offense looked a little bit better. Arizona's not a great defense. You should be able to.
They did look a little
put
bit
up
better
more
though.
than
Like I will
they
say
do.
too. Like it's funny because I was gonna text you like, "Yo, we should take the under on Tua's rushing yards every game." Because why
Yeah.
would he run? But then he ran for like 20 yards on a scramble.
Same reason why he said he wasn't wearing the Guardian cap.
Yeah, it's hard.
I'll leave it at that. Las
He has
Vegas at Cincinnati.
Moana.
Wow, he saw the second movie coming out. He's like, it's time for me to boss the fuck up.
Yeah. They got that different pride. But go ahead.
That's crazy.
No, go ahead.
Las Vegas at Cincinnati. Cincinnati favored by 7.5. Easy. Los Angeles at Cleveland. LA favored by 1.5. Sorry,
Rams
Chargers.
at Cleveland?
Chargers.
Chargers. Who the Chargers just play?
Cleveland. Chargers just played the 126-8. This guy's been throwing the ball, man. Herbert's been throwing the ball. Conky popped off last game, too.
McConkey went crazy.
6 for 11, 2 touchdowns. Sorry, 6 for 111. 6 for 111, 2 touchdowns. Cleveland at the dog pound, though? Famous Jameis?
Give me Cleveland.
I'm going to take LA. I'll take LA. I think they'll be able to run the ball, control the game a little bit better. Baltimore losing, that's a divisional game. We always say it. Doesn't matter how good, how bad. Those games are always difficult. New England at Tennessee. Tennessee's favored by 3.5, but is Drake May going to play?
If Drake May plays, I think Patriots win.
So do I.
If he don't play,
He's in
I'll
concussion protocol. If he doesn't play, you're gonna take Tennessee.
Is Willie Randolph starting?
Willie Randolph. We talk about baseball for 20 minutes, and now this guy. You mean Mason Rudolph? I believe so. They actually look pretty decent in the first couple drives against Detroit. This guy said Willie Randolph. Shout out to my guy Willie Randolph. That is crazy. Shout out to my guy, man. He said Willie Randolph. Yeah, Mason Rudolph playing. He's starting. I agree. No May, no chance. Washington at the Giants. Washington. Even if Mariota plays, man. Washington. New
Why would
Orleans at
Mariota play?
Carolina. I'm just saying, even if he plays.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Even if he plays.
I didn't know if you
New
heard
Orleans
something
at Carolina. No.
What a shitty
New Orleans
game.
at Carolina. Yeah. New Orleans favored by 7 points. And the Panthers just traded away Deontay Johnson to Baltimore.
Nah, I think if Rattler plays, I think the Panthers win.
He's
if
bad.
Derek Carr plays, I think the Saints will win.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. Denver at Baltimore. What's crazy about this is that Baltimore's favored by 9.5. I agree Baltimore wins, but I would definitely take Denver plus the points. Jacksonville at Philadelphia. This is a trap game. Whoa. He did it. I was gonna do it. Now you just took the shock and awe away from me.
My bad.
At the link.
It's funny because when you mentioned it, it's because you mentioned it earlier.
They've been on
right?
a heater.
You mentioned Jacksonville, Lawrence. Realistically, right? Let's be a little bit realistic, right? Jacksonville, people weren't as down on them coming into the season. It wasn't until they started off very, very fucking bad, right?
Yeah, 2-6.
But this guy Lawrence, he's been cooking lately. I think that is a trap game. Wait, is that a Sunday night or Monday night game?
No.
It's a regular 4 p.m. game?
Yep, regular 4 p.m. game.
I'll take a Jacksonville.
I like Jacksonville too. I think number one, they're 2-6. They lose, their season's over. They got to win. Also, I think Brian Thomas is Malik Neighbors in my mind, anyways, a second favorite.
It's funny. It's funny you said that. It's funny you said that. So I was gonna write that. The touchdown he scored, and then Marvin Harrison scored right after. So it threw me off my track because I have Marvin Harrison in so many leagues. But
he's nasty,
I agree
bro.
with you.
Brian Thomas is nasty.
He's been performing consistently every single week. If I'm not mistaken, though, he got hurt. Is he healthy?
Oh man, I don't even know. The problem is the Jaguars so rarely come up on red zone, right? Let's see. Latest on his injury.
I'm taking the Jags. And I'm taking Brian Thomas to go for 100+ yards, 2 touchdowns.
Oh, he's cooking that secondary. He's cooking the secondary. Listen, man. Rookie season, 8 weeks in, 33 catches for 573 yards and 5 touchdowns. And Jacksonville's been bad. I mean, he is the bright star on that offense. 100%.
Does it say he's healthy?
With you. He was undergoing an MRI yesterday. I haven't seen it. I'm not saying the results if he's going to play or not. His ribs.
All right. If he's in the game, I'm taking the Jags.
I mean, Christian Kirk's out. He broke his collarbone, so he's out. So you know what? Even if Thomas does play, there's going to be more pressure. Even though Ingram's come back, and Ingram's been cooking since he's come back.
Yeah.
So that's another thing to watch for.
Well, I like that Washington kid for Jacksonville. I think he's sneaky.
Chicago at Arizona. Arizona favored by a point. Big win for Arizona last week too. Chicago bounce back.
Taking Chicago.
I'll take
Arizona. Looks fucking horrible, bro.
They look the crazy shit about Arizona is that they look great for portions of the game. Like, oh, this team could be crazy, and then they just look so hopelessly lost on offense sometimes. Like,
it doesn't make sense.
This is what we were talking about. This is what we were talking about. Not to this extent, but earlier in the year we were talking about Baltimore. They just didn't have their identity. Arizona doesn't know who they are. They are clearly a pass-first team. I understand you got James Conner and he could run the ball, but you gotta be a pass-first team. You got the requisite weapons to do it. Marvin Harrison Jr., who obviously has the skill set to be great. Trey McBride isn't. is really good. Michael Wilson, I think, is underrated. Greg Dortch can make plays.
Trey
DeMarcano
McBride, they
showed
were
that
saying was gonna be.
he can make moves out the backfield.
Yeah, they had a lot of people had Trey McBride as the number 1 tight end this year.
He's been cooking too.
But he has. But no, I gotta go. I'm going Chicago.
Too many ebbs and flows. I like Arizona. I like Arizona at home. Detroit at Green Bay, game of the week. This should be the Sunday night game. I don't know why they can't flex this. Probably because Fox doesn't want to give it up.
Minnesota is the game of the week, the Sunday night, right?
Yeah, Indy.
Yeah. Detroit at Green Bay.
Detroit's favored by 3.5 at Green Bay. I like Detroit.
Give me Green Bay.
Woo! Okay, you want to go into why you like Green Bay?
No Hutchinson, no Jameson Williams.
Right. So here's why I like Detroit. Jordan Love has been erratic. Shout out to Ori. He said it early. He needs to get that reined in. Brian Branch is ridiculous. Playmaker all over the field. Detroit's defense is opportunistic. I think they pick off Jordan Love in some critical moments, and they have the best running back tandem in football. And Laporta caught a touchdown. Finally, fantasy owners rejoice. Yeah, that's what's spooky. But their offense is just going to continue to roll, I think. LA at Seattle. You already know who I'm taking, man. I'm in the Rams.
Yeah,
healthier Rams.
Healthy Rams is fucking scary,
spooky.
Your boy Verse looked crazy last week.
Crazy.
And then if you got a healthy Rams, bro, that's fucking scary. Because Stafford
that offense is unstoppable, bro.
Yo, Stafford is no joke, right? And then Puka Nacua, Puka Nacua to come off an IR and put up what he put up. What did he have? He had like 10 catches for 100+ yards, bro.
And it's crazy. What did we say? What was I telling you? I'm like, it's free money. Well, it was like the line was like 2.5 catches, 29.5 yards. I'm like, it's free money. It's free money. It was couple who cooked us, but yeah. So we both like
still had a good game. Like he cooked us on the parlay because of what they expected out of him.
Yeah, what they had him.
But he got a good game, touchdown all.
Facts.
And it comes off a big win. I'm taking LA.
Seattle, even though it's at home, Seattle just I don't know what the fuck's good with Seattle, bro.
I would have won my fantasy league if Geno would have just been Geno. He didn't throw one touchdown, bro. Threw 2 interceptions.
That defense, bro. That defense is bad. They made some moves though. So we'll see. Indy at Minnesota. Minnesota bounces back. Yeah. Minnesota bounces back. Picks up a win. And then the Monday night matchup, Tampa Bay at Kansas City. Kansas City favored by 8.5 seems a little crazy. Oh, not really, actually. Their defense has been cooking. Yeah, I mean Kansas City, obviously. That's Kansas City.
I'll tell you what.
You can't even take Tampa here, bro. Not with a right mind. You can take maybe that 150 proof, whatever the fuck you drinking. Maybe that hot sauce is cooking your brain a little bit.
What I will say is if Tampa had Godwin and Evans, they would win that game.
Hell no.
Yes, the fuck they would, yo. They would win that game.
Hell no. No. Okay.
I'm only taking Kansas City because I can't go against the refs.
Every week, bro. We talk about this shit every week. I'm like, bro, as a Patriots fan, and that's what I want to say with Ori, but Ori was cooking, so I don't want. As a Patriots fan, you talked. Yeah.
Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead. As a Patriots fan.
No, I was gonna. The fact that you say shit about the stripes as often as you do it's still, no matter how many times I hear it, it's just absolutely mind-boggling. It is mind-boggling.
So I'd have to really go back and watch some Patriot games because I cannot definitively remember any Patriot game that was swayed because of a referee call. If I was to pick one, it would be against the Chiefs when Brady threw the interception, but
The guy was clearly
he was
offsides.
clearly offsides. Exactly. So we're not gonna.
That had nothing to do with the refs.
Yeah, exactly.
That was legitimate. No doubt about that. He was clearly offsides. Listen, as much as I hate the Patriots growing up in New England, I hate when people try to use shit like that too. It's like, bro, you have eyes, just use them.
Yeah, his fucking helmet was 2 yards over the line where it's supposed to be.
He was holding hands with the center. That's all you need to know. You know what I mean?
Oh fuck,
man! Another awesome week of football. Again, I mean, we did. No, you know what you didn't bring up because you talk about the parlays. I gotta shout you out, man. You threw in that audible second half Sunday Night Football, clutch.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You know, I was talking to somebody about that and how you told me that I was mad smart of what I did, and I didn't think about it in that sense, right? I just kind of thought about it like, all right, I could figure this will happen, this will happen. So I appreciate the shout out for real, but let's tell them a little bit what happened. Again, Matt and I, we go through a list of games and we'll break down the stats. Yeah, we'll cook up a ticket. We was losing because of Jordan Mason. Was it Jordan Mason? Yeah, it's Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason got hurt, so I was like, we're fucked. There's no way we're gonna win this ticket now. So I'm looking at it, and I love playing the specials, like with the bonus. They give you bonus money. So the bonus money was you had to play a live bet. So I looked at the live bets, and I'm like, all right, let me see what I can do here. It was going into halftime. I believe Dallas was up, wasn't they? It was like 10-6, something like that. Yeah, because Zeke scored. Zeke scored. So it was 10-6. It was 10-6. And San Fran wasn't doing anything. But here's my thought process. The Niners get the ball first, so that gives them the first opportunity to score. And it gives them, usually you'll have more possessions, right? Because you start off with a possession. Dallas will probably get it. Niners will get it. Dallas might get it. And then Niners will get it again. So they'll have more possessions. That's what my thought process was. So I had the Niners winning the third quarter because I figured they would end up doing something. I think Kyle is good at adjusting and making changes. So I was like, I'll take that. It was tight end day, so I was high on Kittle going into the game. So I'm like, Kittle's got to score. Kittle has to score. And if Kittle scores, obviously Purdy's going to throw it. So there you go. Purdy throwing a touchdown. Fucking CeeDee Lamb had 8 catches in the first half. So I'm like, damn.
He's cooking.
He only has to get 2 catches? I'm like, I'll take the 2 catches all day. That's light. Tolbert, he had 2 catches. He only needed 1 catch. I'm like, all right. Do I like that? I do, because I do like Tolbert. And then the next one was probably the riskiest because we didn't get it until the end, which was Dak for 225, right? Total yards.
Drive. Yep.
We got it on the last drive, and I was like, if Dak only had like 96 yards or something like that, right? Or 100 yards.
Yeah, he cooked
he
up
needed 100 yards. So I was like, if he gets to 225, there's no way Tolbert don't catch a pass. It's like,
right.
It almost doesn't make sense. So that's how I came with that ticket. And like you said, I got lucky kind of. And
money.
We got some money back to bet to throw away this
week. Was clutch. You know what's crazy is you remember what I said after? I'm like, what else can we bet? I'm like, what can we bet right now?
That was funny. I went and checked too, like an awful kid. I went and checked.
I'm like, thankfully we didn't do nothing because Dallas went 3-9. Hey, I just want to give a quick update to you. Yankees are already down 2-0. Freddie Freeman hit another home run. Freddie Freeman, just so y'all know, Freddie Freeman has made history. Most consecutive World Series games with a home run. He had won every single game this series and the last 2 games of the Braves World Series run a couple years ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah, did you see that shit I sent you on Instagram? I'm like, we should have known because it was like some emotional shit with his dad and stuff like that. I was like, we should have known. We should have known this motherfucker was gonna cook up. He wasn't healthy the first 2 series. Came back, he's hit a home run every single game. Gave him a first inning home run last night, 2-0. First inning home run again this night, 2-0. So
you know, I don't have no investment in either team.
None
really.
of it, yeah.
And it's funny because if I was being honest, I would probably want to go for the Yankees, but I also like Ohtani a lot, so it is what it is. But Gmo's a funny fucking guy, right? So I'm like, Gmo, Freddy Krueger's here. It's a nightmare in the Bronx.
Well,
you're right. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. Yo, do you remember that song from the yo?
Yes, I do.
I'm gonna chant that all night. I appreciate the update. Oh, go ahead. Sound like you want to say something.
No, I'm just gonna say, we talked. Well, no, we didn't really talk about it last because we didn't really talk about the Yankees series the ALCS. But the conversation is like, why were they pitching to Giancarlo? Because it seemed like he hit a home run every game. At this point, it's the same deal. Like, why are you giving this guy a pitch to hit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At this point, it's like, what are you doing, man? I mean, listen.
Yeah.
We talked about it. Ori asked, "Is there hope?" I was like, "Sure." Right? They haven't won the 4th game yet. I mean, so anyways,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
I tell you what though, it's been a lot easier to handle being on because now it's like, let's be objective as much as we can because we do the podcast. So it's like objectively, I'm thinking through my mind as I'm watching these games. And it's so funny because, Ori brought it up, like his wife and his daughter so into it, where I'm literally watching the game with Nona, and I'm like, this is what I do right here. Judge has been really chasing the off speed, right? He's been chasing the break, or a really good pitch. You get a hitter fooled. I'm like, go back to the same thing, and they do it, and they're like, why would they do that? It's the same thing twice. I'm like, it's all mental game, right? But the biggest shit was, and I should have brought it up when Ori's I was on the show because I know he watched. So Giancarlo Stanton, right? Home run slugger.
Yeah,
absolutely. Been cooking.
He's been the Yankees' best. He's been cooking.
He's been the Yankees' best hitter. So Volpe hits a ball last night. So this is game 3. He hits a ball out to Giancarlo's on second. Giancarlo doubles. Volpe hits a ball left field, right at the fielder, but it drops before the fielder can get it, right? And the fielder is picking up the ball, and I see Giancarlo rounding third. At the moment he picked up the ball, I was like, he's out. I said it. I'm like, he's out. He's out. He's out. And of course he's out. And she's like, how do you know this stuff? I'm like, you just know the game when you watch it. And so there's, when we talk about hope, there's no hope, man. What are you saying?
Yo, shout out to Nona too, man. I love the fact that she's not a faker. She has ties to both teams. But she does support the Yankees. I'm sure mainly because of you. But I want to shout her out for a couple things. One is, I love watching like her videos and her stories. Like I said, like the content she makes is it's entertaining, and I want to see it, right? Like whether it's you and the kids, or whether it's her and coffee, or like somewhere you guys go out to eat, or like the nature scene, even though you don't like it, or it's now baseball. Like I love seeing her side of things. Bro. Yeah. So I love to see that, and I'm glad that she has something to enjoy with you. I think stuff like that is really what helps that bond in the relationship, right? Like you guys can.
She
watch
doesn't
the game
enjoy
together.
it, bro. Enjoy is a strong word. It really is. Like I said it when Ori was there. She's not really enjoying at all. Actually, she's getting frustrated. She's like me like 3 years ago. She's getting annoyed. Like she's like, "What's the point of even playing the game?" I'm like, "It's the first fucking inning." I'm like, "It's the first inning. It's the first inning. What are we talking about? But obviously the Yankees have been getting spanked. But yeah, man. I think, like I said, this World Series, I think this was really good for baseball, even though it looks, depending on what happens for the rest of the game. Only because there's so many people that have never said anything about baseball to me that are now like talking to me, even though mainly it's shit talking. I'm like, you're still watching it, you're still talking about it.
No, I
You know
will
what I
say,
mean?
because
And
I'm
that's
not a
good for the
big
game.
baseball. It's funny because I grew up loving baseball, right? Like I don't think I even expressed it to you. Like I loved watching baseball. I went to so many games when I was a kid that I can't even count them all. I remember
Norwich
getting in the
Navigators?
car. No, like the Red Sox and shit, the Green Monster.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
I remember breaking down because my mom didn't get gas at the Citgo by the stadium. You know that famous Citgo.
Mm-hmm.
And and I remember we was piled in. It was me, my cousin Billy, Troy, my boy Willie, AJ. We was all packed in the car to go to that game. So I do love baseball, and I will say that I did get away from it. I love that they have to pitch faster. It speeds the game up as it's supposed to, because it gets tiring just sitting there waiting for a pitch and waiting for a pitch.
That's why you listen.
But I will say, as I've been watching the games, it's thrilling, right? Because at any moment, shit can change. Yeah, it turns, and you can feel and see the momentum change. It's like for example, what was it, game 2? I believe it was game 2 when they put in that pitcher, and it looked like the Yankees was gonna make that comeback, and they fell a little bit. They fell a little bit short, but it's exciting because even with Judge, right? Like we talk a lot of shit about Judge, but like you said, it takes one swing, bro. One swing, and that shit's going out the park. And then once you see it, that's when everything in your mind's like, oh, I can do this. Like this is what I do. You know what I mean? Like so, it's interesting to look at it from that perspective. And I'm like you said, I think the World Series has kind of brought that back for me personally, with the excitement of watching the game.
That's what it's all about now, is about love for the game, especially now that I have kids, right? It's more like, Ori said it, we were kind of spoiled. I would even say that, right? Like the Yankees won the chip in 96 they won it before I was even born in 96, a day or two, a couple weeks before I was born. So I didn't get to see, like 2009 is the first one I remember. So really in my lifetime, the only one I remember is the 09 one. And so now seeing it again 15 years later, I feel like other fan bases like, damn, oh man, shit, fucking lucky to be here. But now that I have kids, I kind of trying to pass that love for the game on. It is dope seeing some, like, these playoffs in general have been electric. So like, not just the World Series, like the World Series is probably like the most, if it ends in a sweep, probably it'll be the fastest series because every I don't think there's any. Well, the wild cards actually might have been sweeps, but yeah, man, baseball is a great sport, and it's great when people can get involved in it, and so let's keep it going. Unfortunately, at the cost, of the Yankees. I mean, if the game grows from it, it only makes for better television at the end of the day, because then more people will voice their opinions, more changes happen faster. Like you said, the pitch clock, shit speeds up, makes it more fun to watch. And so yeah, it's a great sport. But man, what an episode. Again, want to shout out our guy Ori for coming through, blessing us with some knowledge. Got into the Yankee farm system. That shit is crazy.
He's good. I told you he's good. He's a real fan.
He's good. We're gonna have to have him back. So the question is, who's next? Who's next? You see how it's not bad, right? If you're knowledgeable, you see what happens when you're knowledgeable, right? You come here.
Step up to the plate.
And I want to call out, that's what no prep. He came up here, was like, yep, I'm ready. He's pinch hit. He's pinch hitting. Nope. He didn't, he wasn't getting live ABs. He wasn't in the lineup. You know what I mean? He was just like, I'm hopping on. I'm ready in season and out.
Yeah. Because I invited him today. It's not like it was an invite from before. He's like, all right, send me the link.
And we usually have a whole rundown that we have. Didn't have the rundown this week, and so it was fluid. So appreciate y'all for always tuning in. You made it this far. Please remember to like, subscribe to the podcast on wherever you listen, whether it be Apple, YouTube, Spotify. Drop us a comment or review. It all helps. And as always, think critically, speak infamously.
We out.
Took yours away.